She hasn't received that in a month.
And like I said, my electricity bill was $430
Once
a
again,
month.
that's not my responsibility.
It's not, but your child lives in my home.
Okay, you keep talking about your bills. You need to
Okay,
focus
well,
on
let
my
me
child,
just clear
okay?
this up. The bills don't matter, okay?
To get ready, because today's courtroom drama is anything but ordinary. In a surprising twist, an aunt has stepped forward to demand child support. Not for her own child, but for her nephew, taking legal action against the child's father. Now, this isn't something you see every day. The father, on the other hand, claims he's already paying his fair share and insists he's fulfilling all his financial duties. So what's really going on here? Is this a case of a responsible parent being unfairly targeted? Or is there more beneath the surface? Maybe a father trying to dodge some of his obligations. The tension didn't stop there. When the court delivered its ruling, the father's reaction left everyone stunned. It was the kind of twist no one saw coming. What seemed like a simple child support case quickly turned into a full-blown family standoff, raising questions about money, responsibility, and who really has the child's best interest at heart.
Alan, you're back. It looks like you brought someone with you. What's going on?
King. So he's my nephew's father,
Okay.
and I need help. You know, mom's paying child support. I feel it's only fair that dad pays child support for, you know, his child.
Okay. And you said for your nephew, if I remember correctly, there were 2 children, right?
Yes, he's just the father of the 4-year-old.
All right.
Yes.
All right. But you said he was around. I
He
remember
does,
you saying
and
that.
he even dropped off some school supplies. You know, he brought him a backpack, and he got him, you know, the scissors and Crayolas and stuff, but, I mean, he didn't help with school clothes.
All right. Right. Have you ever asked him to help with school clothes or do anything more?
I mean, he knows school starts, you know,
So that's a no.
that's a no.
Okay. How do you know he knows that school started?
I mean, because the summer just ended and the school starts, and he knows his baby's going to go to, you know, kinder. He knows that the baby's starting pre-K. So, you know, he brought school supplies. Why wouldn't he think to bring school clothes?
Well, that's true. That's true. You all have a decent relationship, though.
We do. And he's, you know, he's sometimey. He comes, you know, when he wants. I mean,
That was funny.
Just listening to her, and that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll get to you in just a second, okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Continue.
basically that's it, you know. My sister is not doing her part. He does sometimey part, and, you know, it's just getting old.
Okay.
My nephew deserves more.
So at this point, you are wanting to place him on child support?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I don't know if, have you talked to him before today? Because I don't know if he knew this, because he has this look on his face and shaking his head. You haven't discussed this with him?
We haven't.
Yeah,
We haven't.
Where's this
I
coming
mean,
from?
not that you legally have to, you don't.
Well, he knows that mom is paying child support. He knows that my sister's paying me child support for her 2 kids. I think it's only fair he pay child support for 1 kid. He had to know this was coming. You know, he knew that I had put my sister on child support.
Okay.
I knew that.
I think you did.
You think
Yeah.
I did?
I think you did.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him? Because it seems like he has a lot to say.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Okay. Sir, is your last name King or your first name King?
First name's King.
First name is King. What's your last name?
Jackson.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, what's going on here?
You guys tell me. I don't know what's going on here.
You were unaware of the reason that you were coming to court today?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Okay, you got served with paperwork. Did you read it?
No.
So you just showed up without reading? You just came to court not knowing what was going on?
Well, I'm not going to miss court. So.
Well, I can appreciate that. Thank you. You're about the first person that has come in here and recognize that you should come to court when you are ordered to come to court. But you didn't read the paperwork, so you're not aware of anything.
I'm in the blind about all this, and nothing was discussed or anything like that. Just prior to.
Let's break it down. The aunt is stepping in legally because she believes the father isn't doing enough to support his child financially. From her perspective, it's about stepping up and meeting responsibilities. But the father says he's already pitching in, maybe not through the courts, but in his own way. That brings us to the real issue. What actually counts as child support? Legally, child support isn't about what a parent feels is enough. It's about covering the basics every child deserves: food on the table, a safe place to sleep, clothes to wear, and even bills like electricity and water. Courts look at consistent, documented support, not just occasional help here and there. So now the big question: should informal payments or help, like cash given directly, groceries bought, or bills paid, count as official child support? Or does it only count when it's tracked and processed through the legal system? What do you think? Should the father get credit for what he claims to have paid outside the system? Or does the law need structure for the child's sake? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one's sure to spark debate.
Sure, I think I still got it.
You sent her a text message?
Yeah, we communicate. We communicate back and forth.
Okay.
So for her to say that I'm inconsistent, I don't know where she's getting that from.
Well, how would you describe, you going and seeing your son and everything like that?
Oh, I'm an amazing father, but of course, when you get in court, it's something totally different. So.
What do you mean by amazing father? Like, explain that to me.
How often do you come and pick up your son?
Excuse me, Miss
I'm
Allen?
sorry. My apologies.
And I know you know better. You've been here before.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't be sorry.
Thank you, Judge.
Just don't do it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Now,
Thank you,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Jackson.
Yes.
You're welcome. Continue.
Being an amazing father, I go pick up my kids whenever I have the opportunity to. I do work at a bank here as a financial advisor.
All right.
So my schedule is not, it doesn't permit me to go pick them up like I would like to, but through our text message and everything like that, I'm able to communicate with her and go pick them up. As she said before, dropping them off, picking them up, taking them out to eat, buying school supplies.
Wait a minute, just so I'm clear. So she has custody of both of her sister's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking both of the kids? Or you?
No, just
Okay.
mine.
You just taking your son?
Yes.
Okay, because you said kids, so I didn't know if this was this child or you had outside children.
No, well, just this one.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I follow you.
Yeah.
And
so,
that matters because if you're going to be put on child support, you will get credit for any other children that you have. You said you work at a bank. How much money do you make?
say about $60K a year.
Okay. All right. So you pick up your son, you take him places, you do things with him.
Yes,
Do you buy him clothes and everything like that for your home?
of course.
Okay. As far as Aunt's home though, Miss Allen's home, you don't.
I can't speak for our household. I
Okay.
can only speak for my household and when I have them. So,
All right.
other than that,
Now, this is where it gets interesting. The father says he's been helping out financially whenever he's asked. But the aunt, she paints a very different picture. According to her, she's never received more than $5 to $10 at a time. So who's telling the full story here? Because let's be real, $5 or $10 isn't exactly child support. That's barely a fast food meal these days, let alone food, clothes, school supplies, and bills. So, is this a case of selective memory? Is the father conveniently forgetting the details? Or is there something deeper going on, like miscommunication, avoidance, or even denial of responsibility? This situation raises a bigger question. Is helping when asked the same as taking responsibility? Or is that just doing the bare minimum and calling it effort?
That you're here today to be placed on child support at her request.
I think it's a waste of time. Honestly, I think we could have settled out of court for all this, but hey, you got to go through the process. So let's go through it.
Okay, have you been giving her any financial assistance for your son up until now?
Yes,
All right, how have you been giving her financial assistance?
whenever she asks.
Okay. How frequent do you ask him?
I don't like to ask frequently because I feel like he knows his child has needs, wants even, and I don't have to pick up the phone and say, hey, your child's gonna eat today. Hey, look, I even brought my electricity bill, like water,
This is
electricity, gas, $435 for electricity. I mean,
What does your bill have to do with my child?
your child lives in my home and
the-
uses this electricity, watching TV or the enjoyment of the air conditioner, I mean, it's just your child, you should pay.
Okay. Once again,
Financially.
you didn't answer the question. What
You're
do your bills have to do with my
not,
child?
you don't, if you're not gonna sit your child, if you're not gonna take care of your child and have your child with you, well, then you can pay financially,
Huh, okay.
right?
I
I
choose to have my child with me, but hey, you know how you guys do.
Oh,
What does that mean? You guys do. What does that mean?
I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh, okay, but I asked you to. So what does that mean?
Yes, Your Honor. As I said before, I think that I'm an amazing dad. Her and her sister, how can I say it without being rude? They have certain ways about them.
I could kind of tell that from the last time that they were here.
They have certain ways about them. A little money hungry, if you want to say that.
What a case. The courtroom drama reached its peak when the father boldly called the ruling ridiculous. But honestly, what did he expect? The court isn't there to cater to personal preferences or shifting priorities. It's there to ensure the child's basic needs are met. His comment, "I have other priorities," didn't help his case either. In fact, it made things worse. When you're in court over child support, statements like that come off as careless and dismissive. This isn't just about handing over money. It's about showing up for your child in a real, consistent way. Whether he feels the ruling was unfair or not, the legal system is clear. Financial responsibility is not optional. So, was he being misunderstood, or was he just trying to dodge what's rightfully expected of him? That's the real question.
The term, but hey, teach his own. Teach his own.
Okay. And she said some things about the electricity bill and everything like that.
Correct.
Do you think that child support should be determined or spent on those expenses?
No, child support is for the child. Me paying your bills, you have another child there, you probably have other dudes there, that's not my responsibility. So
Do you think she was asking you to pay those bills?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she need help.
Miss Allen, were you asking him to pay those bills, or what
No, Judge,
exactly
I
was?
want him to just get the knowledge that, your child lives in a household.
Mm-hmm.
You are not contributing to that household, so therefore you contribute financially to your child, so that your child is taken care of.
Okay.
So that when school comes, there's school clothes, and there's backpacks and new shoes and.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think I understand where both of you are coming from. It's just ironic that, not that you have to have an agreement outside of court, right? That's not a requirement or anything like that. But considering that you all seem to have somewhat of a decent relationship, I just would think this would be a conversation that you all had first to try to see what you can work out. But I mean, nonetheless, we are here.
All right, let's wrap this up. The court made its decision. The father is now required to pay $896 a month, including back pay, to support his child. No matter which side you're on, the message is clear. Child support isn't optional, and it's not based on feelings. It's about meeting the child's real needs. These laws are in place to protect children, not to punish parents. So, what do you think? Was this a fair ruling, or did the judge overstep? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.
All right. Do you know how much it'll cost you to put your son on health insurance?
I don't have an exact number, but I'm pretty sure anywhere between $300 and $400
Okay.
a month.
All right. Is it possible that it could be cheaper than $300?
Once again, I'm not sure. I have to go through and find out there, but pretty standard there. I believe it's about $300, $400. I think it might be cheaper, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Jackson, this is what we are going to do. We are going to place you on child support today. I mean, at the end of the day, the law is the law. You do have a responsibility to financially support your child, any children that you may have. Your child is living with his aunt. She should receive some sort of financial support in caring for your son, just like the mother does. All right? You understand what I'm saying? So it's not to punish you or anything like that, but she is entitled to receive some sort of support for taking care of your child. All right? Now, child support is, go ahead.
So all the cash apps and everything that I have here and all the text messages and everything, that means nothing, correct?
No, you haven't told me that. You haven't told me. I mean, I asked, how much have you been giving her?
Like I said, whenever she asks,
But what does that mean? Like, numerically, how does that look?
What, an extra $250 to $500?
A month?
Yeah, say that.
Okay, and the last time you were here, I believe you said your nephew had been with you, let me see, I have my notes here, 9 months at the time.
250, there's no way. 250 to 500, there's no way.
Okay.
He'll send like $20 here, $30 here, $40. I've never received a payment more than $50 ever.
Never?
So is it possible that, excuse me.
No.
Are you sure?
Excuse me.
sure.
I'll let you guys talk the first time. Now I'm talking. So is it possible that the $250 to $500 is a total based on sending smaller amounts? Is that possible?
Sure.
Because she's saying
It's not, but your child lives in my home.
Okay, you keep talking about your bills. You need to
Okay,
focus
well,
on
let
my
me
child,
just clear
okay?
this up. The bills don't matter, okay? I mean, I get what you're saying. I
Yes.
understand. The child lives there. There
It was
are
just,
things that
you
you
know.
have to pay for. I get it.
I was just saying.
His child support is not going to be paid based on your electricity bill, your gas bill, any of those
But he
bills
wants
that you
to
brought
sit
today.
here and say $250 to $500. That's probably been in a year. And what I was just trying to say is, come on, come on. $500 in a
now.
year, that's
Come
not
on now.
much.
Well, she did ask for back child support too, so that's the reason that I asked what it was that you had paid her.
You can take $500 off. Fine.
$500 off the back pay?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
do
now
that.
you do understand that back pay starts from the day that you filed, right? She hasn't filed, you know, it's been fairly recent since she filed. So taking $500 off, that'll probably put you around $2,000 in back pay. And you can pay that back at $100 a month, okay? So this is what we're gonna do. What I'll do is give you credit. I can give you $200 credit for health insurance. Now, if your health insurance ends up being more than that, I can't just say, okay, I'll give you credit for $300 or even more than that without seeing what the actual health insurance premium is going to look like for your son only. So I give you credit for $200, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if I do that with your gross, that brings your gross to $4,800, which means your net is $3,979.47. And you said you have one child, correct?
Have one, expecting one.
Okay, so you have one child that's already here.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that is $3,979.47. That's 20%. $795.89. We'll round it up to $796. Plus $100 a month for the back pay that you owe. That makes your monthly child support obligation $896 a month. All right.
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
ridiculous.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
Do you all? I mean,
And
it's
my
based on
nephew's
the
gonna
number.
thank you too. My
It's-
nephew thanks you too.
Okay,
And he'll
that's
thank
great.
you too.
No, your bills, thank you. That's what it is.
Okay, the two of you
Whatever.
hush. Thanks. All right. So, as I stated, it's not a punishment or anything like that. It is strictly based on what your income is. Now, if you guys can work together and you decide you want to do something different, you get an agreement or something like that, I would happily entertain it. But until then, this is where we're at today. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Jackson?
I bet he don't. My
Money hungry, like I said. No, I'm good. I got other priorities right now, so.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for showing up for court at
Most
least.
definitely.
Other
Thank you.
priorities than his son.
Miss
Other
Allen,
priorities
your
other than
only
his son.
That's not your
priority,
business.
you have two
You want your bills
priorities.
paid,
The
right?
first priority is for you to make the request as you did, and the second one is to hush.
Yes,
All
Your
right?
Honor.
Anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Wow, what a case. If you found this courtroom drama as intense as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping legal breakdowns. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.